Hey guys, today I'm kicking off a new series, and basically it involves, you guessed it, Minecraft. This will be a series of tutorials for anything Minecraft, and now what I'm planning to do is to basically create a massive catalog of tutorials. So you're going to see videos ranging anywhere from the most basic of Minecraft fundamentals to the more advanced tricks. So today I'm kicking off the series with a tutorial on Redstone. Alright, well, I consider this tutorial to be a difficulty 1 out of 10, and so let's just get started. Okay, well, I'm gonna skip over the very basics of what Redstone is, since I presume you'll know at least that much. If you don't, check out the Minecraft wiki, and that'll get you started. May even get you farther than what this video will take you to, but so, of course, the most basic of powering things is just having redstone hooked up to it and giving power. That's the very basics. But if you want to do more complicated machines, it'll take more than just hooking things up. You gotta have powers inverted, and you gotta do a bunch of tricky stuff. So, one example is, say for some reason you want a door to be open. Yeah, I'll just show you. If you want to do this real quick, if you want, when the power's on, you want the door to still be closed, then you can put this little mechanism. It's probably the easiest way to invert a signal. So you'll have power running into a block, and on the other side of the block you'll have a redstone torch. Now, the reason this works is because the power running into the block gives power to the block itself. When you put a torch on it, it just kind of inverts the power. So this wire right here is not powered because that torch isn't giving it any power. So when I flip this off, this torch that gives power will give power to the wire, and the wire will power the door. It's easy. So that's pretty basic there. Another trick you can use is if you're working with tall contraptions that you need to power up and down, you'll notice that you don't want to have to do this whole winding up thing. It's tedious and annoying and takes too long. So what you can do is you can power vertically with torches. So you have your power torch here, which powers this block, and just like before, when I put another torch, it'll stop getting power because it inverts the signal. But I'll place one up here again, and you'll see that this is still inverted to off, and that this one is on, just like the one on the bottom. Now you'll probably wonder what this thing is, and this, as you can see, is a redstone repeater. This has many uses, and let's just start off with the basics. So a redstone repeater will essentially, for the most part, it can delay signal. So you'll notice here, if I right click it, that's how you extend the amount of ticks it takes for the power to travel through it. So 3 is the maximum here. So when I step on this, you'll see it delay before it powers it. So I'll show you without the delay on, just to show you the difference. See how much faster that is? Yeah. So that's one use of it, and you can also stack them. So it'll take twice as long now. So that's one thing you can use for them. Another thing you can use it for is see if I have enough room here. So if you have power coming from a source, you can only go, I think, 13 blocks of distance before your redstone will run out of power. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, so you can only go 15. You can see this one isn't powered. So what you can do is you can put a repeater here, and then you can go another 15. So it's kind of a way to power forever, I guess. You'll never have to worry about not having, or having to go a certain distance, because you'll always have these repeaters. So that's another thing you can do. One last thing you can do with repeaters is, I'll just leave this, is normally whenever you're placing redstone wiring and you have, say, a door and you have another door next to it, you'll probably be using something else, but you'll notice that when you do this, it'll group them like that. And sometimes you don't want that to happen. Sometimes you want one to be powered on while the other one is powered off. So if you ever want to power things when they're right next to each other, you can put these in a line like that, right next to each other. Because what that'll do is it'll keep it on its own little thing. You'll see that this one only opens when I step off of it. Do this one, it only opens that one. Contrary to when I put just wiring, it'll power all of them, and it actually won't work because it's not running into the block. You can see it's not like running into it like that is. So that's one thing that it's really useful for. So that's about it for repeaters. Alright, one more thing I remembered that you can do with repeaters is you can make kind of a clock, so to speak. So if you, say, put a repeater facing this way and one facing this way, and then you attach, or you set all three of them, or both of them to the third tick, then you connect each of them like this with redstone, then you'll notice that it'll be an ongoing loop. So if I power one and then I take away the power source, it'll continue to be powered forever. So what you want to do is you want to get rid of one of these wires, and as soon as the power leaves this repeater, put another one down. So watch what happens when I do that. See that? It'll alternate power on either side. So when you have things like a door connected to it, it'll power it like a clock would. So that's one pretty sweet use for it, I'd say. There's endless possibilities with what you could do with that. So yeah. Okay, so I made a little example here. It involves everything that we've gone over so far, from the basic powering to repeaters with delayed amount of times, and for running them side by side. It involves the clock. It involves over here, or down here, a inverted wiring system along with vertical wiring, and again the repeaters over here. So I mean, this isn't necessarily something you are going to use in an average game, but this is just an example I thought of. It could be a little mini game, or if you're into making maps that have puzzles and traps in them, then maybe this is for you. So let me show you what it does. I turn on the switch. Or I guess first I yeah, hold on, I gotta turn on the switch, then I connect these. Ah, crap, hold on. So I connect these, I kind of ditched the lever, but I can add it back in if I wanted to. So I attach this with the clock, and then you have arrows flying back and forth, kind of loud. But if you, it'd be something kind of neat to put in a mini game or a trap or something. Kind of, I mean, you'd probably want to put more of a delay over here if you wanted to. That way it'd be less arrows traveling back and forth, which would make it a little more possible to survive. But the only thing left to do on this machine would be to reattach the system with a lever and to hide all this. You don't want this ugly redstone being shown here. I'm not a big fan of having machines redstone wiring being displayed. So usually I like to cover it up. I usually make a building out of it so it looks somewhat natural. But yeah, other than that, this has been the first episode of the series, and we just kind of went over the basics of redstone wiring. And yeah, can't wait to show you the next video.